I see.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay, hey guys, this is DJ Steele, also Kermit K for Power 945. I'm here with the great Nolan North, also the voice of Desmond from Assassin's Creed,
Nathan Drake from Uncharted,
and Superboy from my favorite, Young Justice. Just some small questions here and there.
Sure.
For starters, how did you actually get started in voice acting in the first career?
I had always I started stand up in theater in New York, and then when I went to Los Angeles, I did a TV show for about 5-6 years. And honestly, when the show was canceled, everybody's kind of scrambling around, wondering what they're going to do. And one of the guys I worked with said, you're always messing around with these voices and accents and goofing around, making us laugh. You should talk to my voiceover agent. And I did, and it opened up a whole new world that I didn't really know existed. Because, growing up, I was a big Mel Blanc fan. One guy did all those voices. People don't realize. So, that's so. And everybody says, well, it's very hard to break in. It's a small community. It's difficult. But I had nothing to lose and everything to gain. So this agent, Pat Brady, who's still my agent to this day. Love her to death, and she took me under her wing and just started getting me auditions, and I somehow booked the jobs, and work begets work, as they say, and here we are.
See, that was one of the things that we got told in another one of our interviews, that it is a closed niche market. Like, it's hard for you to break in, but once you're in, it's kind of like a family community that kind of feeds on itself. Everybody kind of gives a little breakaway to each other.
Yeah, well, it's a fraternity, definitely, I would say. And the thing is, it's just because it's, fairly anonymous, for the most part. I think, there are some people who get into acting because they want to be famous. They think that's the big thing, and that's not what voiceover necessarily is. It's amazing because I get now to work with the people who are some of my heroes as I started getting into it. The Frank Welkers, the Maurice LaMarches, the Rob Paulsons, and now when you're working with them and you know them, it's amazing how the fraternity is small, but it always expands a little bit at a time. It's hard to explain, but there's certain people who. There's no egos, and it's really everybody is kind of fostered, in a certain way. And the great thing about it is, I think it was always very difficult to break into, and one of my ways to break into it was through video games. And I think with video games is and I think to this day, more and more in this day and age, gaming and the rise of the internet, there's more opportunities for people to cut their teeth on trying their hand at
voice
acting, doing that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of a jack of all mediums, master of none. I do gaming, everything.
Well, you said theater and all that. That was kind of what some of our associates that we've talked to, and actually they follow similar.
Sure.
I think one of the guys I'm actually good friends with, or decent friends with, John St. John, and a couple of others, have said, about something similar to what you've actually said as well. I apologize for umming so much, but my mind is racing with so many things.
He's being too hard on himself. Everybody is.
It's see, did it again. The community, like you were saying, that there's schools, there's educational, but there's a lot of people on YouTube that do various ones of showing their voice acting chops, of doing a lot of the things that you do and what others do to try to get their stuff out there. Would you say that would be a good thing to put on a resume to voice acting, or would you really say that it's just something good to just put themselves out there?
Well, I think first of all, it's good to do that first and foremost because of the experience you're getting and the practice. I mean, it's just anytime you get a chance to practice, you do that. And I think so many great talented animators who can put their stuff out there. You hook yourself up with an animator and you do some voices. People think they have to do, be the guy who does all these different voices. Justin Roiland, who created Rick and Morty, he does Rick and Morty. He can do these other things, but he doesn't at all consider himself, like a voice actor in that way. Mm-hmm. And yet he's a great voice actor. doing what he does. But he's also the creator. And if people want to do something, it's try to create your own thing, find your own voice, and find your own voices, so to speak. Some of my favorite characters I've come up with are just like some bad impressions of a celebrity. You can do something like do a bad impression, and people go, "That's terrible, Sean Connery," and it's like, well, just a guy who talks like this now. It's instead of Sean Connery, it's just a guy who talks like this, and it just becomes now you have a new character, and a lot of times the animation will dictate how I do a character. Right. I'll look at a photograph and try to find out how he,
what he is, who he is, or
the Arkham games. I do the Penguin.
The Penguin.
So the Penguin, when I do the voice of the Penguin, I gotta, squinch up my face and make my back feel uncomfortable because it makes it a little bit more special. You see. So it's weird how the visual will help me find something, and I think people do that, and if they can, YouTube, my gosh, it's just amazing. There are people making. Troy Baker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A good friend of mine, we were talking about, there are people making millions of dollars just watching the games we've made and making comments and laughing about it, talking about it. So maybe we missed the wrong side. Why be a voice actor if you can just make fun of what I do and
get paid for
get
it?
Paid.
That's one of the things that
I got to think about that. I'm going to go back and do videos of me making fun of the people making fun of me. Yeah, it's going to be very meta.
I would not surprise if there's not a niche out there for it.
Well, I'm going to tap into it.
There's speaking of all the voices on that, when and most of my friends know this, I'm a big Superman Superboy fan,
Nice.
Huge. And
Nice.
When Young Justice actually came out, I was on the hype train for it because we were worried about it not being good, the quality of it, and everything like that. So I was also that person that was like, all right, the Superboy, show me what you got. Show me what you got. Oh my God, I love him. And
Was it all right?
I loved it.
You're happy?
I absolutely loved it.
See?
And then it ended.
Dodged a bullet.
When it ended, however, it kind of just ended. That was kind of the thing. And now you've got the hype train now of the next season. Can you say anything about that?
The only thing I can say is that it will live up to the hype train that you're talking about. I think it's really good, and I think it's so good that I'm crossing my fingers for season 4.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'd like to see. But now this is one of those things that's going to go on the streaming service, and right. I assume because the business model is people binge watch these things more now.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to wait and see how the audience receives it. If they will go and are there enough Young Justice fans out there that will go and maybe pay for that new DC service, whatever it is, that channel. But it's a service you can get on your phone, your tablet, your computer, or your TV. So I know Warner Brothers is excited about it, and it's just. All we're responsible for as creators is to be able to put out there a good product out there, and Greg Weisman, Brandon Vietti, they are the best. I've read some of the best scripts in my career this past season, and I can't say anymore. I want to so bad.
I wish you could,
but
that's what Holmes Ferry does.
Superboy's back, Superman's back. So I'm doing my thing. Most people don't know that Superman is just my voice when I have to get serious and be more articulate. But Superboy is just kind of me, but not, just going back to my teen brain.
I'm fanboying inside, people. I'm just letting you know.
That was the point of that.
I'm just trying to keep it all in.
Hey, fanboy, my wife went out and bought me a Superboy T-shirt. So
to give you an idea, and my friends will pick on me if they do see this, I have enough Superman shirts to wear one every day of the week, different. Every day of the week for 2 weeks solid.
Really?
Yeah.
Plus your tattoo.
Yeah.
We got the Superman tattoo. There it is.
Now mine's small.
Okay.
There's a lot of other fanboys that have a lot. I've got a friend that has this whole chest. I'm not that dedicated.
Well, Greg Miller of Game Over Greggy, and he's a phenomenal supporter of gaming, animation, everything. is a huge Superman fan. So
Really?
so you're in good company. 'Cause
All right.
He's a solid guy.
That's good to know, because I know a lot of people are really down on the S now, given the movies and everything else like that with hype. But I'm more the old school, some of the other stuff like that. I mean, I like some of the recent stuff, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
But
too many people like they marry the character to one medium. So
Yeah.
if it's just in that, I mean, and the opposite way is like, look what Robert Downey Jr. did for Iron Man.
Right.
Look what Ryan Reynolds has done for Deadpool. People sit there and they go, oh, and I love Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. And people are like, well, but that's your character. And Troy, I'm going to give Troy Baker the credit here. It's like he once said that nobody owns that character.
Right.
We just kind of, inherit it for a while, and you put your staple on it, and be proud of what you've done, because Troy did a version of the Joker, and he's like, how am I going to live up to what
Mark Hamill
did, and I believe Kevin Michael Richardson did the Joker at one point too for an animated series, and we won an Emmy doing it. So the character, I would never be so what's the word, egotistical to say, but I'm the Deadpool. But I will be egotistical. I am Drake. So that's it. Because that's all. I mean, nobody's ever done that before.
Well, the same thing. Now I could be.
I'm kidding. Kidding, by the way.
No, he's good. Don't let him get it. Desmond, I think for Assassin's Creed is the same way. Weren't you the only one for Desmond?
Yeah. The only problem with that is that that series killed me off after.
I know.
They have the apple of Eden. You can bring it back, but they are. It's still a really cool game, though. Like, I remember messing around with my son on Black Flag, the Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I thought that was, it's like, wow, ship battles. How did you pull that off? That was pretty cool.
Did you know that they have an app that you can play with the game at the same time? On your phone or your tablet, you can use it with the game. I didn't know about
Really?
this. Yeah, I didn't know about this until my best friend bought the game, and he had his tablet sitting beside him and had the map up on the tablet, interacting with his game on his computer or something like that. I'm like, wait, what?
Really?
Yeah, I
didn't know
about that.
I need to look into that.
But I also heard, now this could be, other sources, that you were in line to possibly play the boss in Saints Row 4, that you was one of the ones that actually could have got the one of the characters in that game.
No, Saints Row. I was in Saints Row, but I was me. They came to me, and it was very humbling. I was almost embarrassed, but they were so cool about it. They, in that game, you can pick your character. And
Right.
you're male player 1, male player 2, female player 1, female player 2, or Nolan North. Yeah, so I'm a character choice. So you play, and I had to go back in and do all the dialogue that all the player characters do, but just as my voice.
I'm gonna have to go back and look for that, because I had the game, but I swear to
Yeah,
God, I did
yeah.
not see you as a selection.
No, I am a selection, and people would send me pictures of their characters, and there was characters who were like these women with purple, green hair, and then my voice comes out. They would make the most any combination you can imagine. But it's just my voice. And I said, They said, we just want you to do. It was just kind of a nod. So it was very, very sweet. I mean, it was funny.
Well, I mean, you're one of the greats in my book. I mean,
Thanks. Nice. It's funny because I still get a little embarrassed, but it's like, thank you. I mean, I don't want to discount people's feelings about how they feel, but it's still to this day so strange that I am recognized, because voice actors typically weren't ever recognized, and it's just the internet,
Yeah.
And that's something that I like to point out, that I think my fans and fans of voice acting who might know my face will know, Troy Baker's face, or Mark is a different story, but anybody, John DiMaggio, Greg Griffin, Tara Strong, if you know those people's faces, it's because you're a big enough fan to have said, I love that voice. Who did that? Find out then go do more research to see who that is by images and Google or whatever it may be. So the fans, I think some of the fans of animation and gaming are the best because they are so invested that they want to know more about the people who do it, and that's something special. That they've taken that extra step, that extra commitment to what we do, and that's why when we go to conventions, it's so rewarding because it's the only time we ever get to interact with the fans, and never met a group of more grateful, kind-hearted, true fans of not only what I do but of what the animators have done, because it takes a group of people to bring that product to the market. So it's great to be part of. So, but I appreciate the kind words. I'll take them all the time.
Well, we'll give them as a fan. As animation and everything like that. We've got people that do 3D artists, imaging, so we do understand all that, and we do have up and coming people who want to be voice actors. They want to know how to get in the field, how to get in the animation field, all these other things, and being able to talk to you, talk to some of the other artists, we know where the starting line is.
Well,
So we know how rough it can be, how interesting it can be, and how rewarding it can be.
Yeah.
Because most of them are, like you said before, they're not in it for the money, they're in it for the love. And yeah, the money's great. I'm sure nobody's going to discredit that at all. But
It can be. That's the thing with people. It's like anything. When you start out with whatever you can get.
Right.
And the biggest thing is you hustle. You have to hustle for the next thing because nobody's getting rich on one job. It's, if you're getting rich at all, and what is rich? Having $1 million in Iowa is going to be a lot different than having $1 million in New York City. It's still $1 million. I wish I had it, but let's go back to having $1,000 on the streets of Manhattan. It's not going to get you as far as it will, someone else. But it's you pay your dues, and if you love what you do, it doesn't really matter how much you're getting. Because I remember doing it, not making a whole lot. I've been completely broke. I've been in debt, whatever. But you just hustle, you keep going. But I always enjoyed myself. Never lived above my means too much, and just sort of snuggled it away. And then that's it's just I don't know. And then if you get enough work, that people will fly you places, and you don't have to pay for the flights.
well, that is actually, like you were saying, that's one of the things, again, people know where that starting line is. They know what to expect. By you doing saying this and being dishonest and being this candid, people know what they're walking into. They know what to appreciate. And that make them admire and appreciate you more, because the shocking value of that is worth all of everything.
Yeah, but I don't say these things in order for people that like me. It's just but people should have an understanding that it takes a while. It's like looking at anybody like George Clooney. Wow, he's a multi-millionaire.
It's like start somewhere.
Yeah, he had very little. He had roommates, and just like anybody, he did little bits here and there. And I think he was late 30s when he got his break on a TV show, or when he got to ER, which was a thing. A lot of people are fans of, I'm a big fan of Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson was 50 when he really got his break.
Really
So
took off.
it's
That's
one
true.
of those things. So it's amazing how they, what's available. How long you may have to wait, just kind of hang out around long enough to become successful, so to speak.
Well, as long as you, like you said, you're doing what you love, you're good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it looks like I think this gentleman might be looking for you. I'm not for certain.
I don't know.
I just didn't want to interrupt. I was just coming in here.
Oh, well, you did.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Hi, it's okay. Hey, spin the camera around, show the people who interrupted our interview.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We wouldn't talk. You're all good.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm
playing.
just so playing. But yeah, I'll be right with you.
You're fine. You're fine.
But just want to appreciate you and thank you so much.
Yeah.
And again, from all the fans, Evening's Power, appreciate all your hard work, everything that you put into
Oh, I
it.
appreciate it. Thanks.
just trying to not fanboy. That's my problem right now. So
We already went over the Superboy stuff. There's nothing to fan.
well, there's several I could keep going on.
Mine's
about.
Assassin's Creed.
See, I was going to say we could turn the camera on to her.
Dad, you gotta
I
call
know.
back. People's like, why don't you go back? I'm like, I didn't ask to leave.
I didn't want to die.
I don't want to be out of work. That was a good gig. Some of the best scripts I've ever read too. It was pretty outstanding. Assassin's Creed scripts. I just don't know what happened. It killed me.
So, bring him back. We know you can do it.
Well, we'll see. I have to fit you into my schedule now. No, it's not.
It's not you, it's me.
Exactly.
But anyway, guys, thank you for checking with us. This will be actually on our Facebook and probably on our YouTube channel. So check us out again. This is Kermit, DJ Steele at Power 945.
It's Kyle Hebert.
Hi, this is Samantha Newer.
Hi, I'm Amanda C. Miller.
This is Power 94.5. Live to the world via Shoutcast and on mobile gaming platforms via TuneIn Radio. For more information, visit us at power945.net.